Once again, Bub back here with another brand new video, and you all thought that my reaction to John and Bobo was previews of a big update to Baldur's Basics RP2 was coming up next, didn't you? I can't just do what's expected from me. I gotta go above and beyond. The reaction will be next, though, I promise. But anyways, since it is the spooky season, I thought it would be appropriate to review a few Halloween specials. And one, which is one of the first ones I remember watching, was Spookley the Square Pumpkin. Now, the first time watching it in 2017, I thought it's really good. But a few years later, I think it is fine. Even to the point of literally being brutal at some parts. So join me when I react to Spookley the Square Pumpkin.
Our story begins as most stories do, with something worth telling, with something that's new. This story takes place on Holiday Hill Farm, where every day is a holiday. Come on along.
Come on along. Come on along. The first two words rhymed, then he says farm, so I'm assuming that he was trying from a farm and he couldn't think of anything else. So he just went, come on along. Like, why can't he just say, come along, or come on? Like, come on along doesn't make any sense. There's some stuff that happens at the beginning of like, there's a subplot with a band named Bora trying to eat bugs with a lady bat. And it's never really explained what kind of relationships these have. Like, I don't know if they're like sisters or like married or anything. By way, he's the lady bat named Bella tries to stop Boris from eating the bugs because it makes them look bad.
It's this kind of behavior that gives bats a bad name. All this scaring and swooping and bug eating. It's so old school.
Then she forces him to eat granola.
Have some granola. Low fat, high protein, and no squirming.
Then they discover then the two bats bump into a scarecrow, which I assume is in charge of a pumpkin patch.
Boris, Bella, what is it?
Well, it's kind of a,
Oh, you'll see. Follow me.
Ooh.
So he's walking to see what the two bats wanted, and as he's walking, he trips over these two pumpkins. So I assume they're like conjoined twin, like instead of like tripping and falling, just like continues walking.
Where are we going, huh, Jack? Where are we going? To the zoo, maybe? Or the circus? Oh, I love the circus.
And the two pumpkins are yelling at him the entire time, like, yo, what are we doing? What is going on? Why are you tripping on us? And the scarecrow just doesn't acknowledge them at all. He just continues walking like a robot. In fact, it is creepy how long he is walking and doesn't acknowledge, like his mind, like it's like his mind is somewhere else. Like, I wonder what he is thinking of that could distract him from the fact that he is literally tripping on the two pumpkins.
We're going to the circus. We're going to the circus.
Big Tom, how could you even think of leaving little old Bobo behind?
And us honeydews don't.
But whenever they get to where the bats were healed, he pulls the leaf. Then
A square pumpkin.
a square pumpkin named
Spookley?
Impossible.
So the entire pumpkin patch comes over and looks at Spooky, and I thought that they were just gonna be like, whoa, that's cool. A square pumpkin. We never had one of those before. But no. This is a kids movie. We're trying to teach them a lesson, so meaningly. This little pumpkin comes over and starts roasting Spooky like crazy.
Oh, isn't he the cutest thing?
Adorable. Can we eat now?
Cute. You're not gonna let that orange brick grow here with the rest of us, are you? Well, look at him. He's not like us. He's a freak of nature. A mistake.
A heck of nature and a mistake. Holy moly! He's a baby! Like a baby, yeah, I'm pretty sure a baby. Because they just found him. And little Tom just calls him a heck of nature, a mistake, and a weed.
A weed.
All pretty mean things to say to a baby. Then to make matters worse, he sings a whole song about how ugly he is, and the whole pumpkin patch joins in.
All the pumpkins in this patch are nice and round. We all match. But not Spookley. Look at him.
Spookley the square pumpkin.
You see what I mean about being unnecessarily brutal? First, this one pumpkin starts roasting it, and the whole pumpkin patch joins in. Like, imagine like being at the hospital and like a baby being born with like a unique feature that makes them look different than the hospital nurse. Is like, ooh, ugly baby, ugly baby. The doctor starts snapping his fingers. The parents start singing. What the heck is up with this kid? But everyone that works at the hospital comes in and get their number. Then the baby is saying they're like, I don't know how to talk, but I have to say that everyone doesn't like me.
In every patch, in every town, the pumpkins they pick are nice and round.
That's true. It happens every year. The best will get picked.
I guess you're right here.
I guess you're right here. Holy moly! Holy, that is bad to say.
Look at Spookley, look at him. He's so odd he won't fit in. Look at Spookley, who picked him? Spookley the square pumpkin.
I can't believe that the whole town hates Spookley. Like, I thought that someone would give him a chance, but no. It turns out that the whole town is racist towards Square Pumpkin.
I can't help the way I am. I wish I could be more like them. It's hard to fit in when you found you're a square and the world is round.
Loser!
Look, he's so rectangular. Look, he's so triangular.
He's so triangular. That's just not true. First they said rectangular, and I guess they were looking for rhymes, and all they could come up with was triangular, which is not true. Not only are these pumpkins racist, they're also dumb.
Look at Spookley, look at rectangular. He's so odd he won't fit in. Look at Spookley, who picked him?
the song is over, and I gotta say, Spookley took it quite well for being a literal enemy. So he goes out in the patch too, and being sad.
Well, staying in the patch is one thing, but there's no way, no how, and not the slightest possibility that Pointy over there is going to be allowed in the Jack Olympics.
Oh, gosh! The Jack Olympics!
So little Tom goes on this huge rant how Spookley isn't a real pumpkin, and he most certainly can't be a part of the Jack Olympics, even though they found him in the middle of a pumpkin patch.
And we did find it right smack dab in the middle of the patch. The, pumpkin patch.
The Jack Olympics is basically a game of tournaments where the winner gets to be the pick of a patch for Halloween.
And the winner of the Jack Olympics is how we name the pick of the patch for Halloween. Isn't it, Jack?
They never really explain what it is, but I think it's just like the pumpkin that gets put up front for those who are buying pumpkins for Halloween. Like, this is the pumpkin you want. Which, here's a general question, and I don't think they looked it through before making this movie, but do the pumpkins know that what happened whenever a human buys them? Assuming the human world is the same as the human world in real life. Cause like, they would carve their eyes, or I guess they already have eyes, so I don't know what they would do around that. And make a mouth, though I guess they already have a mouth. I don't know what they would do about that. Like, carve out their heads. So like, I make like a line inside of it or something like that. So like, when it like, would it? So like, I assume Jack knows what happened whenever the human picks a pumpkin, because he's in charge of the pumpkin patch. Like, do they know? And maybe this is a kids movie and I'm overanalyzing it, but you can't just release a movie about pumpkins and expect people to not have questions. Spookley, I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life, but if I were you, I would be pretty happy to be excluded from the Jack Olympics. So Spookley is in the middle of a patch and he's pretty sad, so he starts singing his own song.
If I was round, then you'd see they wouldn't make fun of me. And maybe I would find a friend if I was round, if I was more like them.
Okay, so far the only two songs have the same premise. That premise being that Spookley's not around, and that's no good.
If I was round, I would be more like them and less like me. And maybe I would fit right in if I was round, if I was more like them.
He's also singing the song near a bunch of little faceless pumpkins, which kind of concerns me. Like, why don't these pumpkins have faces? Like, it's like if like some babies came with faces and others didn't. Like, you could like hang them up on like your door or something, and they could be like for decor. What if I didn't come with a face? You know what? Actually, it's scary that I came up with that. You know what? I wish I never came up with that. So if you win the Jack Olympics, on top of being pick of a patch, you also get a
Candy corn crown. Did somebody say candy?
Did somebody say crown?
So there are these group of spiders who really wants that candy corn crown. So they were like, you know what? If we help Spookley win the Jack Olympics, we can have the candy corn crown. So you may be wondering, but Bubba, how do they do it? Through beating his bottom, roading him, time out, yelling at him? Nope. They do it through a musical number.
La 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 la. La 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 la.
La la la, la la la.
Spookley, spookley, watch your webs and you'll see Halloween is fun for pumpkins.
Trick or treating.
And sweets for eating. Jack-o'-lanterns and a ghostly greeting.
And honestly, this is the first decent song in this entire special.
Come on, let me hear it.
Boo, boo,
That's the spirit.
boo, boo,
Halloween's your night, kid. Join the crowd and shout out loud.
boo, boo, boo,
Come on, let me hear it. That's the spirit. Halloween's your night, kid. Tons of pumpkins everywhere.
Don't just sit there being square.
Come on, Spookley, join the fun.
Halloween's for everyone. You know, Spookley, I think there's an itsy-bitsy spider inside of you.
You do?
Sure I do. Listen, you want to be the pick of the patch for Halloween, don't you?
Well, I guess. Sure.
Great, Spookley, my boxy friend. And we're gonna help you win that delicious, scrumptious, mouth-watering, sugar-coated crown. Aren't we, boys?
Oh.
So all the pumpkins were getting ready. Even though most of the pumpkins weren't even doing most of the games, which is really weird, because I don't know why they even practiced if they weren't even gonna do any of, most of the games.
What are you doing here?
I'm gonna be in the Jack Olympics too.
Says who? Says us. Oh, yeah. Oh, you kid. Oh, you make me. Oh, I'm dying here.
What are you laughing
yeah.
at?
Oh, right.
Tiny.
Tiny? Why, you,
Little Tom deserved that for being a jerk.
Well, let's get the Jack Olympics started. What's the matter, Spookley?
Oh, I don't know if I can do this.
Sure you can. Come on.
Besides, you'll never know if you never try.
So I thought that the Jack Olympics was just gonna start, but nope. They left the spiders behind. Then Boris swoops in. Then
Hello, appetizer. Meat, entree, and dessert.
Wait a minute. You can't eat us.
Why not?
Because bats eat bugs. And in case you didn't know, we're not bugs.
Yeah, we're arachnids.
Nids. We are arachnids.
Yeah, I mean nids.
Then he starts singing about bugs.
Step right up.
What's that? Another decent song? 2 decent songs? And trust me guys, this will be the last decent song in the special.
Horse flies, house flies, breakfast, lunch, and dinner wise. I love them all. If they swim by, fly by, stall, or even crawl by.
How did he get there so fast?
I love them all. Slow or hasty, they're tasty. Don't knock it till you taste me. Fricassee, let me add, there's nothing bad about mosquito. Once you've had slugs, grubs, any kind of bugs, I love them all.
Hey, if you were to eat any bugs that were to harass me outside, then you could be my pet any day.
A lip smack and yellow jack, my favorite midnight snack.
Mine too.
I love them all.
Who doesn't?
How did you get on top of Boris?
Some may hop by or drop by. Sly ones try to slip by. I love them all. So don't deny it till you try it.
No, thank you.
Humans stand online to buy it.
I know. They call it escargot.
Wow, that's actually a pretty cool trick. I don't think I will be able to pull off anything remotely similar to. Like, hold on, let me try this. Wow, that's about thing that I've managed to do, but still.
So believe me, once you see this, spruce up any recipe, you'll love them fried. Fried. With a little spider on the side.
Wow, that's actually pretty cool. That's a little spiders on his side. But wait, you just now realize that?
I love them. I love them. I love them all. Yeah, I love them all.
So he's about to eat the spider, and he's once again stopped by Bella. Then she makes him a promise, no more bugs.
Boris, I want you to promise me no more bugs.
Then Bella and the spider becomes romantically in love pretty much. Achieved to the point of asking their crew whether it would be wrong for a spider to fall in love with a bat.
Oh, that Bella sure is sweet and nice too. Would it be so wrong for a spider to fall in love with a bat?
Boris, would it be so wrong for a bat to fall in love with a spider? Boris?
Oh, no more bugs. I promise.
So, you probably know what's gonna happen. Even though everyone doubted Spookley, he managed to beat all of those games. Then he wins the Jack-O-Lantern to be the pick of the patch for Halloween. And then wins the Candy Corn Crown, right? Nope! His butt gets destroyed in all the minigames. Starting with variety. Though this part was actually pretty funny.
What did he say?
He said,
First, he get face planted in a pile of mud. Then he spins so much that he gets dizzy. Then he literally loses. I thought the moral of the story was going to be, just because you're different, just because you're a square pumpkin, doesn't mean you can't beat everyone's butts in that game. You can do it if you put your mind to it. No! Basically, what the writers are trying to teach kids is that if you're not normal, you're gonna lose no matter what. He loses at all the other games too, like he loses is that bowling, which obviously you have to be around Pumpkin to do, so he doesn't even stand a chance. But I also wonder why whenever we saw what places the pumpkins were, the veranda pumpkin was at third place. Even though he wasn't even in the game. At least they didn't show it. Like, they either needed to show it or at least put Spookley in third place since he did get pretty close. Though this part was pretty funny.
The big Tom, little Tom.
Don't tell me.
Disqualified.
Sheesh. Whoa.
Like, this movie is just unnecessarily brutal. Like, he can't even walk to each him or jump to each him. Like, he just has to, like, drag himself to the games. It's also to the point where it is even breaking Boris's heart.
This is breaking my heart.
Like, the majority of this movie is just Spooky getting humiliated. The final game was the pumpkin pitch. Now, before I get on to anything else, I just want to show you guys these two funny parts.
That probably would disqualified again, huh?
Oh, be quiet.
What's a spider gotta do to get some candy around here?
Anyways, but we once again lose it. He goes flying. The spider attempted to get off of him.
Abandoned pumpkin! Abandoned pumpkin!
But they couldn't. So they are flying through the air. Then Spooky lays on his stem. So in case it wasn't obvious, Spooky didn't win. Instead, this girl named Bobo wins.
The winner is Bobo with 3 points.
Bobo got free. She deserved to win. But Spooky, he didn't let him even make it to any place. He lost the race because he didn't know how to run. He lost the bowling because he wasn't around. He didn't even knock down a single pin. Then the flying one, he didn't make it into the hole. He had no chance. So for a second I was like, wait, is this how it was gonna end? Bobo was gonna winning the candy corn crowd. And Spooky was saying the town's idiot. Then the townsfolk will be stay gracious towards Square Pub. And they're even gonna jamming out to some music.
Let's get this party started. Hit it, girls.
The Transylvania twist. The Transylvania twist.
But it's not the end, because a huge storm comes out of nowhere.
The Transylvania twist. Do the Transylvania.
It was a huge storm. The wheelbarrow rolls into a cliff. Then a flaming bridge comes falling down on Jack. It all went down so fast, like, first it was doing the Transylvania twist, then a huge storm comes out of nowhere, but guess is not in danger. Spookley.
Spookley realized sitting there, it's fine to be round while the weather is fair. But there are times it's better to be a square.
What do you expect him to do?
You're right. This is the moment for cool, clear thinking. Whoa!
I've got to help Jack.
This is pretty worrisome for a children's movie. Like, and it makes you worried. You know, like they are panicking like they're gonna die. Even yelling stuff like we're gonna die.
We're gonna die!
But Spookley, being the square pumpkin that he is, blocks some of the water so it flows on the Jack and puts out the flames. Not sure why the water didn't do that since it was pouring down. Then he manages to stop the wheelbarrow. They get off the wheelbarrow. It floats down the water and they love him now.
Hi, everybody.
You saved our lives, Spookley.
Yeah, so that's the ending. I don't know what the moral of the story is. Like, it's like if you're different, like if you have like something that makes you different, everyone is gonna think you're weird, everyone is laugh at you and roast you unless you save everyone's life. Everyone will only like you if you save them from certain death. Even if you're the slightest different, everyone will think you're crazy and weird and dumb, but won't respect you until you save your life, and they will be eternally in love with you. Then they do the Transylvania twist again.
The Transylvania twist. Trick or treat, everybody. The Transylvania twist. It's Halloween, and you know what that means. It's time to do the Transylvania twist. The Transylvania twist. Not the zombie stomp. The Transylvania twist. Not the gypsy jump. It's the only dance that puts you in a trance. Do the Transylvania twist. If you believe that ghouls and ghosts really do exist. Hug or grab your partner and twist like this. Don't try to fight it. You can't resist. Do the Transylvania twist. The Transylvania twist. Not the monster mash. It's the only two-step you still can do dance. Do the Transylvania twist. If you believe that spooks and spells really do exist. Spin around like an exorcist. Do the Transylvania twist. Are you ready? Transylvania twist. Come on and rock and roll. Come on and rock and roll. Transylvania twist. Come on and lose control. Come on and lose control. It's Halloween. Let's howl and scream. Come on. The Transylvania twist tonight. The Transylvania twist. Yeah, the Transylvania twist. The Transylvania twist. Oh, let the boogeyman boogie. Let the money out tight. Do the Transylvania. Do the Transylvania. Do the Transylvania twist. Twist. The Transylvania twist.
Then at the very end of the movie, the farmer comes out of the farm who owns the farm. And goes look at the pumpkins, which interestingly enough is the only human we see this whole movie. Then he looks at Spookley and is like, "Wow, how beautiful, a square pumpkin. You are going right on my porch." Then he just brings him and puts him on his porch. Then we cut to a little bit later. Then he's glowing, so I can only assume that the farmer put a candle on Spookley. I don't want to look too deep into it or ask how he even put a candle inside of Spookley. But the other pumpkins are also glowing and are watching Spookley.